ho! It's starting to feel a lot like Christmas. Today, a long overdue vinyl update, including releases from Alice Cooper, Rob Halford, Johnny Cash, and tons more. All that and more coming up next.
Channel 33 RPM, yeah, 33 RPM, Channel 33 RPM, yeah, vinyl gear and more.
Hi, my name is Frank. Welcome back to Sundays on Channel 33 RPM, your channel for vinyl gear and more. For those of you who do not follow Channel 33 RPM on social media, I got links below my name here. Check out Channel 33 RPM on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. I post throughout the week. What else do I want to tell you? Not too much. I haven't done a vinyl update for probably a couple of months. I got some really cool albums I want to show you and offer my take and review on some of these, so check it out. First up is the new EP from Alice Cooper called Breadcrumbs. This has 6 new tracks and it was released back in September. I found the hype sticker interesting. It says limited and numbered 10-inch vinyl single, only 20,000 copies worldwide. It's that word only that kind of caught my attention. It's not exactly a limited edition release, but I'm a huge Alice fan, so I had to get this the day it was released. The label describes Breadcrumbs as a tribute to the garage rock heroes from Alice Cooper's hometown of Detroit. I gotta tell you, at first I was a little bit disappointed when I heard about this album because I thought it was all gonna be cover songs, but there are 2 originals on here. The first original, Detroit City 2020, is an updated version of Detroit City off Alice Cooper's 2003 album, The Eyes of Alice Cooper. The second one is Go Man Go. Absolutely love that track. It easily could have been off his last studio album, Paranormal. In fact, it sounds like a companion track to the song Dynamite Road. I'm really digging that. But really, and I'm surprised I'm gonna say this, the real gems on this album, I think, are the cover songs. We have on here Sister Anne by MC5, a great version of that song. Your Mama Won't Like Me by Susie Quattro. That may be my favorite track off this album. Also Devil with a Blue Dress by Mitch Ryder and the Detroit Wheels, as well as a cover of Bob Seger's East Side Story. My understanding is that this is to serve as a bit of a preview of Alice's new studio album due in 2020. As I said, the covers on here are great. The originals, they're okay. I look forward to hearing more in 2020. Next up, the latest release from Canadian country singer Korb Lund called Cover Your Tracks. Longtime viewers of this channel will recall me talking about Korb Lund in the past. He's country, but he's not modern country. He's not bro country. He's kind of like alt country, outlaw country, roots music, that sort of stuff. Now, when this came out in September, to the best of my knowledge, it wasn't released on vinyl, so that's why I grabbed the CD. Now, it's called Cover Your Tracks because this one is all cover songs. And again, when I heard that, my first impression was, no, please, not more cover songs. It's a trend that's a bit tired. It's a bit overdone. That said, I mean, this album is okay. There's a cover on here of AC/DC's Ride On, and it features Canadian country singer Ian Tyson on vocals with Korb London. It's amazing. They didn't really change the song at all, but comes across as a total country song. So that alone is worth the price of admission. This next album, I was waiting for the longest time for it to be reissued on vinyl. I'm talking about the 1992 release from Black Sabbath, Dehumanizer, featuring the legendary Ronnie James Dio on vocals. Original copies of Dehumanizer go for hundreds of dollars. That's why I was so excited to hear Rhino was releasing this album, or re-releasing this album as part of their Rocktober album series. Rocktober releases are only available at independent record stores, at least initially. I believe if there are leftovers, they go to Amazon and those sorts of websites. This album was originally released as a 1-album set. This is a 2 LP set. The first record is the original album. The second is bonus tracks and live songs. This is an excellent pressing, and my first impression actually when I listened to it was that the volume was very low, but I think that's just because I've become I'm so used to hearing things on streaming services where the sound is really compressed. This is much less compressed. It's not brick-walled, at least to my ears, which is a good thing. That's what you want to look for when listening to a record. The dynamics are really here on this album. So I highly recommend, if you're into Sabbath, if you're into metal, if you're into Dio, to pick this up and pick it up sooner rather than later. I hear that supplies are dwindling fast, and I can see the price of this going up quite a bit on the secondary market in the months to come. So as I said, grab it while you can. Ho, ho, ho! It's starting to feel a lot like... beginning to feel a lot like Christmas. Well, it certainly is. If Rob Halford is putting out a Christmas album, it's Rob Halford with family and friends with the latest album called Celestial. It's a hard word to say. I've learned a lot about Halford in recent years by following him on social media. He loves cats, but he also loves Christmas. In fact, he describes himself as a man of faith and is pretty open about having a spiritual side. Considering these last two, it should be no surprise that Halford has released another Christmas album, his second. This album includes Rob's brother Nigel on drums and his nephew Alex Hill on bass. Alex also happens to be the son of Ian Hill. This was recorded over a period of a few years and includes originals and heavy metal versions of Christmas classics. Just looking at the track listing here, because I haven't given this album many spins lately. It's a little too early for Christmas, but I did listen to it once through. He does covers of Christmas classics like God Rest Ye Merry Gentlemen, Away in a Manger, Deck the Halls, O Little Town of Bethlehem, and as I said, some originals on here as well. My favorite original is the last one on here, Protected by the Light. What else can I tell you about this album? I mean, in terms of the production, it sounds a bit low budget at times, but I don't want to be too critical of Rob. He is my favorite heavy metal singer of all time. He is the metal god, and I'm happy to see he's doing exactly what he wants to do in this album. This next album I initially showed on a Friday Night Vinyl episode, a mailbag segment where I opened it on camera for you, and I promised I'd come back and share my opinions and thoughts on this particular pressing. I'm talking about not Green Day. I'm talking about Creedence Clearwater Revival's 1969 album, Green River. This is the 50th anniversary reissue by Craft Recordings. It's a half-speed master released on 180 gram vinyl. I gotta tell you, this one sounds fantastic. The pressing is beautiful, and this is an all-time Stone Cold classic, obviously. I mean, tracks like Bad Moon Rising, the title track Green River. I mean, there's not much we can say about this actual album, but in terms of this pressing, sounds beautiful. I highly recommend you checking this one out. I got a bunch more albums I could show you and want to show you, but I'm going to save some for the next vinyl update. But I do have one more album I want to show you. This is Johnny Cash live in Austin, Texas. This is recorded as part of his segment he did in 1987 on Austin City Limits. This is a fantastic show. Johnny is on fire, his band is on fire, and you know, his personality really shines through in this album between some of his joking around between songs and his on-stage banter. I mean, it really takes you back to that concert, and you know, for those of us like me who never had an opportunity to see Johnny live, this kind of brings you right into the audience and gives you a sense of what Cash was like in a live setting. As a music collector of any genre, this is an album I highly recommend you get in your collection. The pressing is beautiful. As I said, the concert is amazing. This is definitely a I'm going to give it 4.5 out of 5. All right, that is today's vinyl update. I'm losing my voice a bit, so that's why I'm cutting it short. I got a bunch of other albums I will show you in the next vinyl update. But dear 33ers, let me know what you thought of these records in the comments below. Have you heard any of them? What is your opinion? I would love to know. We would love to know. Otherwise, dear 33ers, I hope each and every one of you has a fantastic week. Until next time, keep on spinning. Ho, ho, ho! It's starting to feel a lot like Christmas.